This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason, what is going on?
Well, it's like I'm going to be talking about someone like a new effort from one of our favorite Spider people, Miles Morales. Now, he's been around like the Marvel universe for years, like first in the Ultimate Universe back when after Brian Michael Bendis decided to kill off like regular Ultimate Peter Parker in in Ultimate Spider-Man and decided to give us this new it's like Af- it's like African American Hispanic American character, and he he did, and I really liked this new character. Like Miles Morales like had a had an appealing personality. It's like it was fun seeing this new character do all this new spider stuff. The only real issue I had with it was that it's like Bendis didn't really have any new ideas about what to do with with Miles beyond just his racial identity. It's like, yeah, it's like this is like a African Latino Spider Man, but he's kind of doing like the same spider stuff that that Peter was doing like after all this time. And so it's kind of like I'm kind of wondering, okay, what sets this character apart from what from the previous Spider Man, and besides the skin tone. And I think well, Bendis probably didn't think he struggled, but I did, to the point where I think that the definitive like Miles Morales story has been Into the Spider Verse, because it's just like shows just like this new Spider Man just struggling to like uphold the legacy of the previous one. It's like, and also contrasted him against all these others like spider people from different universes at the same time, and did so with like this one wonderful visual style. It's like, and like lots of humor as well, and some genuinely inventive storytelling. Because my God, it's like I like much as I love a lot of bits about that movie, but like the best thing I love about it was like its Doctor Octopus reveal, which I just did not see coming. And as I mentioned before, it's like it's like surprising me. It's like that's getting a lot harder to do as I get older and more jaded, and just like have just like seen I feel like I've gotten to that point where I've seen everything. I want you to show me something new. God damn it! And well, it's like after like Bendis departed Marvel, it's like to go over to DC and now over to Dark Horse, which is a whole other thing. But that basically meant that hey, someone else has to start writing Miles's like ongoing adventures, because he is still a very popular and prominent character in the Marvel universe. Enter Saladin Ahmed, who apparently managed the really tricky task of actually getting people to care about Black Bolt like in his own ongoing series. It's like, and also apparently doing some good work over in Miss Marvel as well. Now it's like and so it's basically like Ahmed is like the first writer to tackle the ongoing adventures of Miles Morales after Bendis. And it's like he did this for like it's like for 42 issues and one annual, plus it's like some tie-in stuff. And it's like I think he did a good job overall. He made some quality additions to Miles's like Miles's like uh uh like rosters, like basically people who he interacts with, and who are considered like key people to of the character of Miles's it's like people he interacts with. It's like, and like the story that if you're gonna like tell Miles Morales' story, you've got to have these people involved with. I mean, previously it was just his buddy Gonk. It's like his mother Rio. It's like his dad Jefferson, and Uncle Aaron. It's like like they got the supervillain known as the Prowler, but he's trying to like do better, or at least like not do worse in his son's eyes. Now the first volume, it's like didn't offer like a whole lot of like different stuff, but it did off but it even though it did like show Miles like interacting with like the Rhino in a way that felt more constructive rather than destructive. Like here's like a like familiar like Spider-Man villain. It's like like and he's like about to like throw down with Miles, but then they find out that oh, they're both after like the same villain who's like corrupting kids in order to do his dirty work, the Snatcher. It's like, and it's like it's interesting to see him like see Miles like like work with this like familiar Spider villain like in order to set things right. And also we get some fun stuff in terms of like like him heading off with his buddy Judge and it's like and his girlfriend like to head like to find out what's going on with it's like some stuff with involving like a hip hop exhibit at the like at a New York museum. It's like this is kind of fun. It's kind of like a Ferris Bueller's like day off type stuff. But it's like it doesn't actually like do anything like really set Miles apart from like what's been coming before. That comes in the second volume when Miles, which is like probably like the best one because Miles gets kidnapped by this ruthless AI program known as the Assessor, who is just like determined like like to like set him out to his limits to see if I can find out what can this new Spider person do. It's like and it's like and it's like cold and clinical and emotionless about this. Now it's not that we've got a like an all-time Spider villain here because this is just like an AI program like at the end of the day and all, but it's like it ultimately like sets it. But when it comes to like people start trying to get Miles out of this situation, that's when we see what makes this special, because Miles is ultimately like the one Spider person who actually has a functional and supportive family unit here, because his dad Jefferson, it's established he's like a former Shield agent, so he's got some like some skills there. Like his mother Rio is like a nurse, and Uncle Aaron is the Prowler. So he's got his own like supervillain connections as well, but he's trying to do better than that. And so when they find out that Miles has gone missing, well, that's when Jefferson and Aaron team up to find out okay, what's happened to my son, what's happened to my nephew. It's like, and we're gonna like we're gonna set this straight. And that's it's like, and that's kind of like what sets this what sets like Ahmed's run apart, that he establishes like Miles's family as like as a key, it's like as a key part of the character, like of the character's identity. It's like they're always going to be a part of it, whether it's like Jefferson just offering his son like advice and just like telling him, yeah, I understand, son, that you need like some time off to like blow off steam and all, and that you're Spider-Man, but you still gotta like attend school. It's like a regular kid and all. Like same with his mom, as well. Uncle Aaron, well, he actually has to go into some debt to like some bad supervillain people in order to like get Miles out of the Assessor's grip. But and like Miles is just not gonna like let that slide and all, even if it was done for his betterment, because he's still a kid, he's still a straight arrow and all. And that's something that's also like harped upon on the like over the course of the series as well. But it's like, and while I like that, it's like it's like, and Ahmed also like introduces some other like key bits to Miles' supporting cast as well. Like his overall identity, like he gets a new little sister, Billy Morel, after his parents like announced that, hey, we're getting it, like we're having another kid, like, and Miles is like, whoa, crazy, but that's cool and all. And also like he gets like another proper girlfriend, one who like challenges his precepts about like sharing a supervillain identity. That would be Starling, who is actually the granddaughter of Spider-Man villain the Vulture, Adrian Toomes. And there's been some interesting like developments about that, because while Miles is just doing his best to like get in on her good side, like she's also found out that her granddad isn't as good as a person as she thought he was, over in like the pages of like the Zeb Wells written Amazing, which is also like interesting because like, we've got this like shared continuity going back and forth between all the Spider titles. And also there's probably the most weirdest like addition to like the supporting cast, and that would be Shift, who came about as part of like Miles's own clone saga, which isn't really like a clone saga, but it's like a storyline where Miles found out that he had clones, like like that were developed as part of the assessor's plan to evaluate him. It's like he's got like Shift is like the shape shifting guy who only speaks in Mind Spinner, who has like is a more spider like personality who can sort of like appearance, who can like have like like psychic attacks, and Selim, who is the like the leader of the like of this trio, and he's just trying to do his best, like like do his best for his brothers, but also has his own like I'm superior. It's like I'm going to be the one who is like leading this group, and I want to do best because I am the best. I'm the most capable out of all of you. And well, it's like you can probably guess how things turned out, because it's like because Miles is still around after the Clone Saga. Selim is not, but this will be important later on when I get to the final volume. But Shift, eventually like becomes part of the part of the supporting cast, and plays like a key role in the subsequent arcs. And while I like Shift, I mean he's just kind of like weird in the sense that like he's a guy who just like communicates with like, but Miles is able to like communicate him and views him as like a brother. I would love to see him stick around for subsequent runs, but I really have a feeling that like subsequent writers, including like new ongoing writer Cody Ziegler, are probably going to either, well, I hope they don't kill him, but I have a feeling that maybe they'll just that Shift will probably learn to communicate in proper English as things go on. But I think that Miles' adventures have been a lot more engaging when it's more focused on him just being like a average like kid in high school, when it's just like him dealing with his creative writing teacher like Mr. Sumida, about just talking about his struggles like as a teenager, and just like just writing the perfect essay in order to get, like gain the right scholarship, or dealing with like the vice principal, who's just like, oh, I know you're up to no good, Morales. It's like, and I'm gonna find out what you're up to. But then we eventually find out, like he eventually like realizes like how important like a Miles is to the safety of the school and to New York in general. And that's I kind of appreciate him like resolving that as well. One thing that never quite clicked with me though is Ahmed's treatment of Ultimatum, which is actually the regular Marvel Universe version of Miles Morales. If you're thinking what that makes no sense, because like Miles Morales, he's Miles Morales, he's Spider-Man. Well, here's the thing, because Miles Morales was originally the Ultimate Spider-Man, like in the Ultimate Universe. But the thing is, when Bendis is writing like the Spider-Man miniseries, which showed Peter Parker from the regular Marvel Universe teaming up with Miles Morales in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Well, when he got back to like the regular Marvel Universe and found out, well, who's Miles Morales in our universe? It's like, and then he did a search and it's like, oh my god, it's blank blank blank. So basically, the idea is that Miles Morales in the regular Marvel Universe is a criminal, a scarred face criminal who's on good friends with Wilson Fisk. I mean, in fact, like really good terms with Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, because hey, they're just like whenever they meet up, they're just kind of like, hey, it's like, bro, it's like, how you doing? It's like bro, it's like I'm good. Like, how you been? It's like it's actually kind of like fun in the sense that like he like Fisk actually has like a friend who is like not who he views as like like someone who's like not out to ruin his life and all. It's like, and they're actually on really good terms with each other, and it's actually kind of nice. But at the same time, it's like trying to pull a reverse ultimate inclusion, which it was kind of when the Ultimate Universe was like the hottest thing on that Marvel was publishing. It was always kind of like, who's like the it's like, who's like the ultimate version of this character? That was always a thing. But when you got when you're trying to do like the reverse version of that, which Bendis tried to do with Miles, I don't know. It's like it just didn't have the same feeling, because it's like it just felt like Bendis was just going to kind of like, oh well, yeah, Miles' regular universe version was this criminal. Yeah, that's right. And while I can appreciate Ahmed's um, attempt to try and show that hey, they are kind of like two sides of the same coin, like they have kind of like the same memories and all. I don't know. It's like he never quite sold it with me. It's like it just kind of felt that here's this like setup you're left with, like this like ultimatum guy, this regular universe Miles Morales, like he's like the bad version of Miles, and that's it. And it never quite clicked with me because it just kind of felt like they were just too different, like in terms of like how they were presented, and it's kind of disappointing considering that Ultimatum, it's like the regular universe Miles Morales, it's like it's kind of like a regular, like it's kind of presented as a real villain over the course of this run. But it's like that's not it's not like a deal breaker overall. It's like overall it's like I guess like I kind of like enjoyed like the stuff that Ahmed did in order to like show that have Miles trying to enjoy like a regular high school life, like over the course of his run, just like trying to ditch class, check out of course Big's notes in that exhibit, or just go out on a date with Starling. It's like after he's like confessed his secret identity to her, only to have that date interrupted by the taskmaster, and at the end, like like when he just teams up with Shift to find out just what's going on with his uncle Aaron, and says hey, maybe he's alive in some other universe. And that kind of leads us to the final volume, which is the one that I haven't talked about, like in the like on the site. That is Empire of the Spider. And much as I'd love to say that that Ahmed is able to like send this series out on a high note, okay, this is probably like more my like old man biases, and since I've seen these kind of stories before, and this one doesn't do anything different. Well, Empire of the Spider is basically a big old, like what if story of what would happen if Selim, the evil clone of Miles, actually killed him in that storyline. Well, that answer is that he would have created like his own personal empire on in Brooklyn, it's like in order to and walled off in the Marvel universe. And after like Miles and Shift, like are jumping through universes to try and find out what happened to Uncle Aaron, they finally come across this universe, and it's like it's kind of like bog standard in terms of like hey, it's like things have gone bad, like like Selim is running everything, and it's an evil dystopia. But it turns out that his buddy Gonk is like running the resistance, along with Miles's like baby sister Billy, who's now like also is like second in command, and also trying to like fight off this like evil Empire of the Spider that Selim has established. It's I don't know, it's like it's kind of like it feels for me, someone's been reading like alternate evil universes, like about where people go into like a dystopia. It's like to fight off the evil version of themselves, like in Marvel Universe stories. This feels very bog standard, and it's like while I can appreciate the idea that like that Ahmed is just trying like like twists, like pull out at the end of every every issue of the storyline, like it just doesn't like offer me anything new or really interesting. It's kind of it's like how this is gonna go. It's like Miles is gonna like team up with like the alternate versions of his friends and family, and they're gonna like save the day at the end. And ultimately, that's basically how the Empire of the Spider turns out. It's like everything works out well for everyone at the end, more or less. And I guess I was okay with it. I mean, like it's not terrible, but it's not something like that I feel just really inspired by. Better, at least, was the final issue where Miles gets a tarot fortune reading from this woman woman in the city, and we get more of the it's like of the high school hangout stuff that I got that's been one of the series one of the reliably entertaining parts of this more reliably entertaining parts of this series, like up to this point. So it gets like this final issue was definitely fun, and I can appreciate the idea that Ahmed has has Miles confront the Snatcher, the guy who was kidnapping kids in order to do bad stuff, like in the first arc, and then show how Miles had just grown in order to combat his it's like it's like his aims. It's like it's like in this final issue, so that's appreciated. But I guess it's like overall, it's like Ahmed's run on Miles Morales Spider Man. It's like it was all right, and I do appreciate his additions to the to Miles Morales's supporting cast, and the idea that hey, this is a Spider person who's got a working family unit who can help him out and is aware of his spider spider adventures. So that's and yeah, it's like, and that's really what helps set him apart from Peter Parker, which I do think that the character does need if he's going to continue to be a major player in the Marvel universe. Yeah, and also like in other media as well, because hey, I'm totally looking forward to like into the Spider Verse part 2, which drops in June. It's like, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him there. But it's like we need to see what does Miles Morales do that makes him different from other Spider people, than just just going through like the regular stuff that we've seen so many times before. And Ahmed does a good job of that, but I wouldn't say we've gotten like the definitive Miles Morales run like with what he's done here.
Yeah,
But
I'm still kind of looking forward to that movie too.
oh yeah, it's like, I mean, it's like I said, at this point, like Into the Spider Verse is the definitive Miles Morales story, like, and that's kind of like weird because you can't really like say that about like other Marvel Marvel movies like as well. I mean, they're just like adapting stuff, but Into the Spider Verse is just kind of shows you just how good this character can be and how his adventures can be, and the comics, it's essentially they've been, including with what Ahmed has done, aren't on the same level really.
Yeah, I'd have to say that's accurate. So, do you know what you're going to be talking about next time?
Well, it's like I'll be talking about something. I may just need to like shell out like some money to Amazon to get the latest volume of Once in the Future to wrap up Kieran Gillen and Dan Mora's series. But that could be it, or it could be something completely different depending on how things go.
All right, and we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
Yes, and also check out new reviews and stuff at comicpicksbytheglick.com.
All right, see you there.
Later.
Bye.